Is the Samsung QN90A the right TV for you? And is it the best gaming TV of 2021? We're going to answer these questions in today's video, and we're going to check it out right after the jump. And I'm back. What is up, TechnoFam? Hope you're having a great day. First things first, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to all my patrons on Patreon. You guys rock. I hope you're enjoying the Oro 3D demo files that were released earlier this week. And of course, there are the Dolby Atmos, DTS:X, IMAX Enhanced files up there as well. I got a couple more demo discs to upload, so stay tuned. Now, if you want access to all these demo files, make sure you click the link down in the description and become a patron at the $5 level today. Okay, full disclosure, I got the TV sent to me by B&H Photo. So if you're planning on buying a TV in 2021, check out the link down in the description to take you over to B&H Photo. They've got Samsungs, Sonys, and LGs all in stock and ready to ship. Now, if you want to save a little bit of money and you got some good credit, sign up for their Paybu card and you will be able to save taxes on the purchase as they pay the tax for you when your entire purchase is used on the card. Now, let's get into the unboxing and then we're going to check out some picture modes. And I want to let you guys know that if you see images on the screen, all of those are post-calibration. And yes, we're going to check out graphs from the Calman software, pre-calibration, post-calibration, and get into the unboxing and then finally the review. So this is going to be a long video, so I put timestamps in the top comment if you want to jump to whatever section you like. All right, let's get into the unboxing. Yeah. The Samsung QN90A comes in a variety of sizes. I have the 55-inch. They also make a 65, 75, and 85-inch at varying price points. But the 55 retails for $1,800, and you can find it on sale for like $1,600 or $1,700, depending on what time of year it is. In the box, we get the following: remote control, power cable, stand assembly consisting of a plastic piece and a very heavy metal pedestal, screws, and literature. To assemble the stand, we need to use 4 screws to connect the plastic part of the assembly, place the TV on a table, and attach the stand on the back of the TV. On the back, we have the following I/O. 2 USB ports at the top, optical audio output, HDMI 4, which is your 4K 120Hz gaming port. And just to confirm and reiterate, this TV only has one HDMI 2.1 port capable of 4K 120Hz. So if you have a gaming console, you're going to plug that into HDMI 4, and then you're going to run a cable from HDMI 3 to your AV receiver, so you can eARC the audio through the TV and onto your AV receiver or soundbar, whatever it is you have. Now, if you need instructions on how to do that, I made a video earlier, which I will link down in the description and with the card on top, so you guys can see exactly how to do it step by step. HDMI 3, which is your designated eARC port, HDMI 2, HDMI 1, Ethernet port, X-Link port, and antenna. On the bottom of the I/O corner, there is a multifunction button. And on the opposite side of the I/O is the spot for the power plug. The design of the TV is identical to the previous year's Q90T, except the panel is a little bit thinner, which was really nice for me because I moved the TV around quite a bit. Probably not going to be a huge deal for you, but if you are wall mounting the thing, it's going to be a little bit lighter, so that's definitely a plus. Now let's get into some measurements, and let's start off with everybody's favorite peak brightness. Now, last year's Q90T came in at 1500 nits, and it looks like the QN90A outdoes it just a little bit by coming in at a whopping 1800 nits. Wow. Wow. That is bright. So bright. Now, if you're wondering what I'm using to measure the TV, I have a C6 colorimeter and I use the VideoForge Pro pattern generator along with the Calman calibration software. I have the Calman Ultimate, which is different than the Calman AutoCal calibration for home. It is the Big Daddy, professional software. Now I'm going to cycle through all the picture modes, and if it's going a little too fast, just go ahead and pause the video. because there's a lot to look at. And if you don't know what it is we're looking at, I'll put a snippet to a video that I clipped out from a previous video explaining what to look for in the graphs and what the graphs are saying. So check out that link down in the description, and I'll put a card up top so you guys know what it is we're about to jump into. Okay, so here are the measurements for SDR pre-calibration. First is dynamic, which is not good. Color is way off. White balance is tracking a lot of blue, and it's too bright. Standard, also not good. Natural, same thing, just not good. Movie, on the other hand, is much, much better. Graphs are looking good, and delta errors of 4.3 and 3.2 are much better than the rest. We want those numbers to be low. 3 and below is imperceptible to the human eye, and 1 is reference level. Filmmaker is about the same as movie, so in SDR, I would use one of those two. And game mode is absolutely awful. I mean, just look at this. It's tracking all kinds of blue, and yeah, this is not good. Now, cycling through all of the HDR pre-calibration measurements, you will notice a theme. Most picture modes are all tracking a lot of blue. And again, movie and filmmaker are the best measuring picture modes. So if you're going to buy this TV and not calibrate it, I would recommend staying in movie mode for both SDR and HDR. Filmmaker is also a good one. Like movie edges it out just ever so slightly, probably, you know, not noticeable. So I would use those two to start off all your picture tweaking. I went ahead and calibrated movie mode in SDR. Here are the before and afters. I got movie mode to basically reference level. Here's SDR game mode before and after. Game mode looks great. Moving on to HDR. Movie is reference level for white balance and good for color. Here's HDR game mode. It isn't perfect, but it is much better than where we started, and it looks great in game, which is exactly what we need. Sometimes color accuracy not needed with video games, but the thing was tracking super blue, so we got rid of that, and the white balance is actually looking like a proper white. So majority of the time, at least if we have a proper white balance in our games, things are going to look better, and they do. They look great. A lot of you are always asking about picture settings, and if you want my specific picture settings for this TV, check out the link in the description to take you to my calibration shop on my website, and you can pick those up there. Okay, so overall picture quality, once I calibrated the TV, like, this thing looks great. I gotta say it looks great. There are some drawbacks to buying a Samsung, of course. There's no OLED. There's a little bit of blooming, which we'll address in just a minute. And of course, you know, the smart remote wants to, like, you know, the TV wants to, like, identify everything. So kind of switching back and forth between inputs does take a little bit of time. But once things are set up and it figures out what's going on, then it's okay. Like, funny thing is that it did not like figure out it was an Xbox Series X connected to HDMI 4 for a good week. And then finally it realized what it was, and then it didn't take so long switching back and forth. One of the cool parts though is that it did notice the Apple TV 4K and immediately made the TV remote from the Samsung be able to control what's going on in the Apple TV. So that was definitely cool. Same thing with the PS5. So yeah, that convenience is there, and it's good when it's working. When it's not working, it's kind of a pain. I know they're trying to make these smart TVs, but sometimes, you know, they act a little stupid. Now, I know a lot of you are going to ask about file playback. I did load up some M2TS lossless 4K HDR Dolby Atmos movies to an external SSD in both M2TS and MKV formats. And even though the Samsung will recognize the files and play them, you won't get any audio. So there's something wrong with that. Now, if you're the type of person that downloads all your movies, then you'll be fine. Those remuxed MKVs seem to work without any issues in the USB ports that are on the back of the TV. All right, let's get on to gaming. Is the Samsung QN90A the best gaming TV of 2021? Well, it might be. One of the biggest drawbacks of Samsung ownership is there is no Dolby Vision support. That is something you just kind of have to make your peace with. If you don't care, cool. all good. Now, one of the things that is interesting is that VRR does work just fine. However, FreeSync Premium Pro does not. Now, one of the other interesting parts, I was talking to FOMO. If you don't know his channel, Stop the FOMO, definitely go subscribe. I'll put a link down in the description for his channel. So I was talking to him a couple days ago about VRR on the QN90A. And basically, he's saying that it's not a Samsung issue and it's not necessarily an Xbox thing. Like, the only way to test that out is to have a video card that will support it and a game that will support it. And so far, it's only a PC game, and it's a different type of video card, not the NVIDIA. It's an AMD video card that you need. So yeah, there's a lot to juggle just to see if that works. So we kind of don't know, because not a lot of people have that magic combination to get FreeSync Premium Pro working. And I'm getting all kinds of alerts. But as far as everything else in the gaming realm, 4K 120 hertz, all that was good. Now, of course, I'm gonna have to, give out this disclaimer, because I'm gonna get a lot of comments, down below saying, well, these consoles aren't really putting out 4K 120 hertz in native, rendered games. Yes, I know. Yes, we know. We all know. Okay? They're using whatever tricks they can. Checkerboarding, dynamic resolution, whatever it is, they're doing. The console is outputting a 4K 120 hertz signal, and that is what the TV is seeing. So with HDMI 4, it's working really well. Now, if you need to know how to set that up, I made a video on how to set up 4K HDR, and coincidentally, it also sets up 4K 120 hertz. That video I'll link down in the description and with the card up top as well. Bottom line is, gaming wise, I had a great experience. Some of the footage that you'll be seeing or have been seeing in this video was Xbox on the QN90A in a dark room environment, and PS5 on the QN90A in a room that's got ambient light. So you get kind of a little bit of what it looks like for both situations. Now, of course, the PS5 does not have working VRR yet, so that's kind of a non-issue. And the Xbox Series X does have Dolby Vision Gaming, which, kind of works on the LG, but doesn't work that well on other, Dolby Vision TVs, but I'll save that for another video. Anyway, like I said, I wasn't really missing Dolby Vision Gaming on the Samsung, and I was having a blast, running around, killing people on Call of Duty, and, playing some Dirt 5 and some Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 really took me back to, I think it was college when those games came out, and we were just playing those nonstop. So I had a lot of fun reviewing this TV. So is it the best gaming TV of 2021? Well, I've heard that the VRR on the LG C1 causes flickering, and that doesn't happen on the Samsung. Yeah, the Samsung doesn't have Dolby Vision Gaming, but we also don't have Dolby Vision Gaming in 4K 120 hertz. It's only 4K 60 at the time of this recording. So I don't know. It could be the best gaming TV of 2021. So definitely get out there and check one out, and go to B&H Photo and see if you can get a little bit of discount when you don't have to pay tax. And that really just brings us to the next question. Who is this TV for? Or is this the right TV for you in 2021? That is the big question. And my answer is that it depends. If you are not wanting to spend a lot of money on an OLED, like let's say you wanted a 75 or 85 inch, those 83-inch OLEDs are expensive. The 77-inch OLEDs are also expensive. And if you're doing a lot of gaming and you're in a room that's got a lot of ambient light, maybe you want to go with something like the QN90A. Now, one of the things I didn't really like about the QN90A is that blooming is still there. The blooming from the Q90T is still there, and inherently it's an LCD LED TV, so you're going to have some sort of blooming. Now, there are a couple of things you can do. You can take local dimming onto high and then put the contrast enhancer to low. That'll give you kind of like a more of an OLED feel. Now, if you want it bright, you can put the local dimming on standard and the contrast enhancer to low or high, and that'll give you that big, bright, vibrant, punchy Samsung look. Of course, you're going to have a little bit of blooming in that situation. The other way, you're going to have a little bit less blooming. It's still there, Now, in my master bedroom, it gets dark. It gets pitch black and the blooming is noticeable. Now, if you have a room where there's always going to be some sort of ambient light, it's actually not as noticeable. So if you're sensitive to blooming, you might have to, keep that, in your thoughts when you're looking at this TV. But for the most part, I mean, the motion is great. The features are great. The Tizen interface is okay. I mean, the internal apps, there's always, something to be desired. I think you can get Dolby Atmos from Netflix, Vudu, and Amazon Prime Video, but Disney Plus, no Dolby Atmos on there. So if Disney Plus is one of the apps that you watch all the time, you won't be able to watch Avengers in Dolby Atmos from the TV through to your AV receiver. So that's another thing to think about. So I get it. You want to put this into a bright room and you watch a lot of TV when the sun is up or where there's a lot of lights on. You're going to want to have that big, punchy Samsung style HDR with all those 1800 nits coming right at you. I got to say, like, it's bright. This is bright. Watching an HDR movie in the master bedroom where it's really dark, it was like blindingly bright. So I'd say it's more set up for a viewing environment where there's a lot of ambient light or a lot of windows and you're watching during the daytime or something like that. And of course, if you're looking for the oversized versions of 75 or 85 inch QN90A, you're going to spend a lot less than you would on the OLED counterparts. So that's also a good thing for Samsung. So overall, the TV is not bad. Would I use it for my master bedroom? Probably not. Would I use it for my living room? Maybe. Like if I wanted to go big, like 75 or 85 inch, then I'd like to use it there for sure. But yeah, I'm going to stick with my OLED in the living room because there's just something about OLED when I turn off all the lights and I'm watching a movie and the top and bottom bars just fade off into the darkness. And all I can see is that, 2.35 to 1 ratio or 2.40 to ratio of just picture. That's it. And that's why I like OLED so much. This TV, pretty good, especially if you get it on sale. Sometimes I've seen it go as low as $1,500, in which case that's the same price as a 55-inch, LG C1. So yeah, you got a lot of things to think about. If you guys have any questions about it, let me know down in the comments below or on social or email, whichever you like to use. Once again, don't forget to check out the links taking you to B&H Photo. You can save the tax with their Paybu card and maybe get you into a TV faster than you thought. That's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, go ahead, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel using the button in the middle of your screen. Once again, my name is Chana D. I'm your Techno Dad, and I'll see you next time.